Alright, we are here to do a deeper dive on the decked drawer system. As you can tell, this is the older model for mid-sized trucks. I bought this in 2022. Since then, things have changed. They switched to one kind of big drawer in the middle that slides out, as opposed to the two there. Alright, so I added these kind of tied-on points to the deck here. These are actually for the full-size bed, but I like the longer length, so I kind of modified mine a little bit for them to fit. The new system uses D-rings in the corners. This obviously is the old system, so this is what we got. It uses kind of these tie-down clamps. I'm sure most of you are used to or kind of familiar with these kind of systems. Pretty straightforward. You press it in, slide that in, locked in, and that is not going anywhere. Alright, these side buckets, I just call them trash cans. That's pretty much what I use them for. Super easy to pop the top on. Comes out there. You got a nice bit of space. Definitely a few liters of storage for sure. I'll use mine for holding trash or any trash I pick up along the trail. That's predominantly what I use mine for. The new ones are much more square in shape, and they do come with locking lids. So I think those ones are, a significant upgrade over these ones. But these ones still definitely serve a purpose. As far as height goes of the deck system from, the base of your bed up into, your height there, it's about a foot. So I'd say if you're concerned about bed height, especially on a truck like a Tacoma, you effectively lose all of your bed height. So keep that in mind. The system that I have running like this, with the soft topper, it's easy for me to put up and down. I can still roll up the sides and access the bed from outside. So for a situation like that, it works perfectly. But if you are, regularly loading, unloading stuff and you need that extra bed space, this might not be the solution for you. As far as delivery and install, delivery is super, super quick. They're super solid about it. They just freight it basically just to your front door. Comes in a nice package. Everything's packaged wonderfully. Very detailed instructions on how to install everything. Install is super quick. I'd say if you have a hand, it goes even faster. Effectively, you build the passenger side first, then the driver's side. You kind of piece the top together and then slide the drawers in. The drawers are one solid kind of composite unit. I don't know if you can see that there. So there's no real install on the drawers. They're super, super simple. I think it's a great solution for those who aren't as, handy or craftsman oriented, wanting to build out their own drawer system or pay a fortune for, a custom-made wood one. It's a great all-in-one bundle. All right, I'll do a brief overview of kind of everything that I have in here. The driver's side drawer I mainly use for recovery gear and or tools. The first thing that I keep in here is this Ignic fire can. The reason I rock one of these is because where I live in Colorado, most of the time there is a fire ban. So I can use this propane kind of can year-round, no issues. So that's effectively why I use that. The next thing in here, I do keep just a hatchet. This is a little cheapo Gerber one. You can get at REI or, Walmart. Just for if I need to split wood or take care of anything. First things first. Not first things first. That's the third thing I'm talking about. Anyway, I just keep a strap handy. You never know when you're going to need it. So that's super easy, quick access to that one. From there, I do keep just a towel on top. I don't know whether you need to dry something off or if you get caught in, kind of a muddy situation, you can quickly clean yourself off and go from there. Here's the hose that connects to the fire can and the propane tank there. I keep one of these little Ryobi battery-operated fans, and the reason I do that is it gets really hot sometimes, and you need to cool off, and so that's why that is there. It's not amazing, but it kind of has this clamp feature, so you can clamp it onto, maybe the inside of the bed or up in the tent or something along those lines, and go from there. The other big thing, I do keep one of these Ryobi inflator deflators. I think this is great. It fits perfectly, width-wise in this drawer. It's served me very well for inflating, deflating tires. I don't have like a full ARB system built into the truck or anything like that. So this is pretty effective in that situation. All right. I also do keep a hammock tucked in here. It's not amazing, but if you get to a spot, where you're like, I want to kind of kick up and relax, that is a perfect solution. I do have a Rhino USA tow strap. I know Rhino USA kind of gets, you know, a bad rap, but they are very effective. I've used this multiple times for pulling people out, and it actually works very, very well. The last thing I do keep in here, I do keep this full little toolbox. That's obviously the one that is provided from DECKED USA. All right, let's talk toolbox slash recovery gear here. So first things first, right at the top, I keep a folding saw. It's a lot easier to carry this than a chainsaw. I know you have to work harder for it, but this works just as well and doesn't take up nearly any room. I also keep this little kind of cheapo shoe bag. I don't know if you can see that very well. The whole point of that is, you know, if you have muddy shoes or something like that, when you get to camp, you can just tuck those in there and go from there. Next thing, I do have 2 soft shackles. I would recommend if you're going to run a soft shackle setup, run at least 2 of them. One for you, one for, you know, the person you're towing. I do also have this hard shackle here. I don't normally run a hitch on my truck, but if I need to, you know, obviously have a hitching point on the rear, I can throw that in and throw a soft shackle through that and go from there. A must for anybody, tire repair kit. Super simple, doesn't take up a lot of space, fits perfectly in this little tool can. On the Rangers, and I'm sure most new vehicles, the fuel system is a lot more difficult than they used to be. So you do need an adapter if you're going to use a jerry can. So I do have the jerry can on the side of the truck. I run this adapter if I need to, you know, obviously fuel the truck while I'm out on the trail. Headlamp, you know, pretty self-explanatory on that one. Won't go into detail. Couple little shop towels, pretty straightforward. And then I do keep a whole tool roll of all the tools that I could possibly need for working on the truck on the side of the trail. Obviously, there's some big stuff that you're not going to be able to fix. You know, if my drive shaft snaps, I'm kind of shit out of luck. But, you know, this is pretty effective. And then the last thing is just a bag of tow straps. And that's it. All right, here's just a quick kind of topside view of my little tool bag. Super small, super kind of compact. I keep it in a Wolfman roll top or a kind of rolling tool bag. If you aren't familiar with Wolfman, definitely check their stuff out. They make great stuff. Over here to the left, I keep some valve stems, some small tools, small wrenches, small cotter pins, and I have a full socket set there for working on the truck. Full set of Allen keys, you know, some pliers, ratcheting wrench, got an extra hitch pin, some kind of larger wrenches for some certain parts on the Ranger, a screwdriver, and just a nice pair of vice grips. Obviously it's not super flushed out, but it is effective enough to do most roadside repairs that I would need. There's a visual of everything kind of packed up in there. As you can see, the drawer does clear the bed, comes out past the tailgate by about 6 inches or so. Super easy to close up. You just lift it a little bit and it slides right back in. These locks do have kind of a very nice kind of latching system, so that isn't going anywhere. They do sell locks for a locking drawer if you want. My tailgate locks with the truck, so I felt like I didn't need it. This kind of faceplate here does come with a bottle opener. It's nice to have. They do sell kind of different color faceplates and drawer handles at this point in time. You also have this top plate. Excuse me, it's a little dusty out here. You have screw and bolt diameters, which is kind of quick access. And then you do have measurement and conversion over here. I will say it hasn't held up super well over the last couple of years. It just gets beat up, stuff sliding over the top of it, which is kind of a nice to have. All right, now we'll move on to the big drawer here. Obviously this holds quite a bit more stuff. First things first, I do just have just a little bag in case, you know, there's trash or anything that I don't feel like touching with my hands on the side of the road. I can fill this up with it. And then I always keep at least one pair of gloves in here, whether I need to work on something or, you know, just kind of cut the wind off my hands. Those kind of stay tucked in the side here. I also keep these kind of folding chairs in here. These are cheapo ones that I got at Big 5 Sporting Goods. They cost like 20 bucks a piece. Pretty small and compact. I'm sure you can find something similar on Amazon or, you know, REI. I do know that the more kind of backpacker ones are significantly more expensive. These are great. They're comfortable. They're a little finicky getting kind of folded out and put together, but they definitely serve their purpose, and they take up significantly less room than, you know, a traditional kind of camp chair. So that's why I went that. Always keep a fire extinguisher handy. This one's small. It is time to replace it, so I do need to do that. I'm trying to come up with a better solution to fit, you know, a bigger fire extinguisher somewhere in the system. But this would definitely, you know, be effective and helpful in an emergency situation. Next thing I keep in here, I do keep a mallet handy. That's great for if I'm pounding the stakes in for my awning, or, you know, if you just need a little assistance around camp. So I always just keep one of those handy. I do have one of these little kind of chamois towels. It's not very big, but it does work very well. So if you need to do any type of like cleaning, or, you know, a quick rinse, or if you want to jump in a river or something like that, that's just a great to have. The next thing that I do have in here, I do keep this little kind of folding toilet seat. This is great for, you know, if there's any ladies joining or traveling with you, and they don't want to squat down to have a piss or anything like that. You can set this up. Just got these 3 folding legs. It works pretty well, easy to clean, doesn't take up a lot of room. As you can see, it's pretty compact, and so I just keep that in there pretty much full time. I do happen to have a little GoPro suction cup. That's not in there all the time. I'm just currently out here trying to film some stuff, so that's why that's in there. And then the last kind of camp thing that I do have this actual little folding camp table. This is old, I don't even remember what brand it is. It served its purpose admirably for years and years and years. It does work very well. It's not very big, but if you're just feeding yourself, or, you know, yourself and a significant other, this definitely is a great place to kind of sit, have some plates laid out, and, you know, chow. All right, we'll move on and we'll talk about kind of a camp kitchen here. I do keep one of these kind of folding Eureka Coleman style grills, stoves, whatever you want to call it. You know, obviously that's tucked in there the whole time. It's great. It's small, it's compact, and it puts out, you know, it's a workhorse, really is kind of the best way to describe it. Oh, also I do have, you know, a trowel. Everyone should bring one of those when they go camping. And here is the star of the show. This is the whole camp kitchen. It all fits in this, you know, toolbox that came from DECKED. First things first, quick roll of paper towels, full-size cutting board, whole roll of aluminum foil. I do have these nice kind of Sea to Summit stackable pots and pans here. So that is 1 pan and 2 small pots all kind of in there. You'll see I put these little just towels in between there, just prevents some rattling going on. The lid actually fits on, you know, each pot and pan individually there. So this is great, super compact. I've got everything I need, and probably a 4x8 system here. So, all right, next, which could definitely be upgraded, but it serves its purpose. I have these little kind of stacking plates and bowls, as well as, you know, a little bag of cutlery in there, and some, you know, ketchup packets and stuff like that. This is great. Keeps it all organized in this little bag. Obviously, you could go with something that's smaller, but having, you know, a full-size dinner plate is also kind of a nice to have when you get to camp and you're kind of strung out. Next thing, I do keep a couple just trash bags in here. You never know if you're gonna, well, obviously cleaning your own trash, but also, you know, picking up trash along the trail or as you're out and about. It's great to have. Full can of cooking spray. You know, this is just canola oil, and it works. You could bring some olive oil or whatever, but, you know, I had the space for it, so why not throw that in there? Little Bic lighter. These things never give me any issues, so keep one of those in there. Some insect repellent, especially, you know, getting into the spring and summer in Colorado, we're going to be very, very buggy. So always keep that handy. Camp suds, you know, that one's been seeing its fair share of use. Just a sponge handy for cleaning. I have a full-size oven mitt because it fits, it lays pretty flat. I've got a few towels in the bottom there. I just got this little lantern here. I put some tape on the side to kind of cut that crazy LED light. So that's helpful if you're getting to camp a little late and you're cooking in the dark. I have the Sea to Summit kitchen sink. So you unfold this and kind of fill it with water. It becomes you know, a pretty big water basin. But it's great because it folds really flat and small for when you're, you know, traveling and you need the space. So this is, you know, kind of a must-have in my opinion. Some more, you know, insect repellent. And then finally I do have this little bag that holds all my kind of kitchen utensils. I've got a can opener, I've got a pair of scissors, spatula, spoon, you know, garlic, salt, pepper, some little tongs, kind of everything you could need. A couple knives in there, you know, just for prepping and handling food. And that kind of wraps up the camp kitchen here. Overall, I think the DECKED is a great solution for anyone who's looking to kind of maximize their space or potential. Also works well for, you know, any kind of blue-collar guys that are looking to do more work with their tools. You know, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, you can fit a lot of tools in these things. As well as hunters, they do sell kind of little inserts so you can hold your rifles in here without having to worry about them. I would say if you are a handy person, you can probably get away now with building your own for a little cheaper. But at the time in 2022 when I bought it, lumber prices were crazy. So that's kind of one of the main reasons I went with this. Overall, it's a great system. You know, obviously if you have any questions or want any measurements or anything like that, please feel free to comment down below and let me know. Thank you.